Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. Come on in, come on in. Your brother Tony is in the house. Come on in and sit at the dinner table because it's dinner time. Come on, get some of this good soul food. It's nutritional, my brothers and sisters. You are going to enjoy this soul food tonight. So come on in, come on in. Invite some more family members and invite some of your friends because we have plenty of food on the table. We got plenty of room. So go ahead and invite. I'm encouraging you to invite my brother and sister. I hope that you all had a very good and prosperous day. Your brother Tony, he had an excellent, blessed, and day of serenity. I am feeling good, my brothers, and I'm feeling good, my sisters. So come on in so you can get a treat. Tonight, you going to love what's on the menu. If this is your first time looking at this broadcast, or shall I say, if this your first time at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. When I talk about relationships, my brother and sister, I talk about relationship doing it in the right way. What do I mean by the right way? I mean from God point of view. What do I mean by God point of view? You got a blueprint, and the blueprint is when you look in the book of Genesis, God created the man Adam. Secondly, he created the woman Eve. Thirdly, he represented the woman to the man Adam. Fourth, the man Adam said, in the presence of God, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. That's the position I believe in. And I could see a few people coming to the dinner table. How you doing, Sister Flo? How you doing, Sister Teresa? How you doing, Sister Ingram? I see you, John Hancock, down there. Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book and I'm on the tube. Go ahead and invite some more family members and friends. If you want to share, go ahead and share because we got plenty of good soul food tonight. If you're not into the relationship part, meaning if you're in a relationship and it's not similar to the relationship that I just described about God created the man Adam and he presented the woman Eve to Adam. If you believe in another type of relationship, you have what is called a free will. God gave you a free will to do whatever you choose to do, but God will and way is the best way. Okay, God will is the best way, and I can testify God way is the best way. So, my brother and sister, I still encourage those of you that have another viewpoint to sit down at the dinner table and enjoy some of this good soul food tonight. I don't turn down anyone. This good soul food is good for anyone. So, with that said, we're at the table tonight. Now, sisters, sisters. There are some sisters that, in the mind, some sister may be saying right at this point, is he the one? That's right. Is he the one? There may be a man that you are entertaining, and for some reason you're being held back. You want to take a chance, but you're being held back. So you're thinking, okay, he appears to have all the traits of a husband, but will he really be a husband? I have went through some bad relationship and I don't want to mess up now. I probably have been wasting some time. How you doing, Sister Shelby Smith? That's what some of you sisters may be thinking about right now. If you're dating a man, I'm not talking about those of you that married at the moment. I'm talking about those of you that may be dating someone right now. You may be thinking, is he's the one? This is the question that may be wandering through some of your minds, and you're pondering over, is this man the Mr. Right? Now, as a matter of fact, a lot of women thinking is what that I'm talking about right now at the dinner table. But I'm here. Yes, your brother Tony is here tonight, and we're going to talk about this. And I'm going to give you a map at the dinner table so you can get position for that right man. That right man, not a perfect man. Now, the map, what I'm going to give you, it doesn't have a perfect man. but it has the right man, and that right man could be for you. Now, I know there's some of you sisters right now, you're sitting at the table and you are waiting to you're waiting to exhale, aren't you? You're waiting to exhale. You have been through a lot of guys that like to play games that, I mean, they up in age and they still like to play games. And you're wondering, when will the men stop playing games? I don't have no time to play games. I used to do that in high school. I used to do that in college. I used to do that. I'm just so tired of this. I'm waiting to exhale. Where is this man? I don't want to be no girlfriend no more. I don't want to be a woman that a man just pick up the phone and he see me as just something, an object. He don't care nothing about my feelings. He don't care nothing about my thoughts. The only thing he care about is popping in every now and then. He want to say all those sweet nothings to me, and I know where he's trying to go with it, and you all know what I mean. That's all he do. He builds me up, and I want to believe it, but I know he's not no good. But what shall I do? What shall I do? And then I know a lot of you sisters too. You may be, now there's some of you married women now. Some of you women, you may be thinking, where is he at? Where is he at? I'm looking at the clock. He's not working. He been off from work. He even came home, took a bath, and left out. And he did, and I keep looking out the window. I keep calling. He won't answer his cell phone. I be texting. He won't respond. Where is this man at? Then he comes home and he try to be lovey-dovey on me. And then he even had the audacity to say, I love you. And then you know what you be thinking, sister, those that some of you married sisters that going through this, what I'm talking about. You're thinking just like Halle Berry thought in one of these movies that Eddie Murphy was in. You all remember that scene when Eddie Murphy told Halle Berry, you know, I love you. What did Halle Berry say? Love should have brought you home last night. That's what some of you sisters thinking right now. Why do some of these men do this, Tony? Why? I'm about to tell you, sister, these are not the right men. And this is not no beat down on men. The type of men that I'm describing to you, sister, I'm not talking about brothers. These are the men that you need to wait for, sisters. You have to be patient and wait for a brother. When I say a brother, I'm not talking about a color. I'm talking about a brother, a man that is following God through his son, Jesus Christ. This is the first thing, sister, you should wait for. Not go looking for, but you should wait for. As it is written in Proverbs 18:22. Again, it's Proverbs 18:22. Proverbs 18:22. The Lord word say, King David wrote this, he was moved by the Spirit of God. It say, whosoever finds a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favors of the Lord. It said, whomsoever finds a wife. And let me tell you something, my sisters. Some of you may not be familiar with this, and then some of you may, and some of you, brother, you may be familiar with this. You all remember the man named Jacob, right? He was Isaac, one of Isaac's sons, okay? Jacob's name got changed by God to Israel. But before his name got changed to Israel, Jacob had two wives. Now, I'm not advocating two wives, but I want to show you something about love. The first woman that Jacob got married to, as a matter of fact, he got married to sister, and I'm not advocating getting married to sister, blood sister. I'm not talking about that, but I'm trying to make a point. Jacob, who later became Israel, he was tricked into marrying Leah. Her father tricked Jacob unto marrying Leah. Jacob did not love Leah. He loved Rachel. Jacob loved Rachel so much that he was willing to work for his father-in-law 7 years. And those 7 years appeared to be like a few days. When a man loves a woman, a lot of years can go by, but it just seemed like a few days. And I'm telling you, I know that feeling when God brings the right woman into a man's life, and years can go by. Sometimes people can say how long you been with that woman. And then if a man got a good woman, that man was smiling and he would tell people, I've been with this woman for X amount of time and I still love that woman. How you doing, Sister Marie? How you doing? That's what a man would say when he really loved a woman. I just love myself some of that woman. Now, the question is, there are 7 ways to know if a man is your husband. Sister, let me tell you this. A man is already a husband before he finds you. He's already a husband before he finds you. What do I mean by that? Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. Before Eve was represented to Adam, remember, God formed Eve. He took a rib out of Adam's side. He closed the wound up, and he represented the woman to the man. And Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. That's exactly what Adam said. And Jesus said something to this effect. And not only Jesus, but Adam said it too. For this cause a man should leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. You see, Adam was already a husband waiting for a wife. When a man is prepared to get a wife, he is already husband made. He's husband ready. When he sees this woman, because the Bible said, whoever find a wife, find for a good thing. Excuse me. And obtain favor of the Lord. So if the man is the right man, when God bring the right woman to him, that man have obtained favor from the Lord. How is that? Because that man, he has a relationship with God before he has a relationship with a woman. That's the first thing. This man, he has the right relationship with God. So he delighted in the Lord, and the Lord gave this man the desire of his heart. So the desire of a good man when it comes to a woman is a good woman. So he's husband ready. Just like a woman, when she is prepared to be a wife, she is already a wife before the man meet her. You see, the man was already a husband in the mind of God before creation. And the woman was already a wife in the mind of God before creation. So it was not no accident or nothing like that when a man met the woman. God was doing everything behind the scene. So brother and sister, when God placed you together, it's not no accident. It's not no oops and all that kind of stuff. This was preordained. You understand? I said preordained. That means before time. So, sister, when God calls the right man to find you, he was supposed to find you. It was part of God's plan on the map of your life. Now, number one, this sister, when this man come in front of you, I'm going to give you some things that you could tell that this man is ready to be your husband. Number one, this man, he is decisive in his decision making. He's very decisive in his decision making. The book of John basically states this. It say that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Worldly men are unstable. They jump in here, they jump in there, and it doesn't have to be with other women, but these men are not focused. Only the man that God have for you, sister, he is focused. He is focus driven. He know how to make the right decision. He decisive. How is that? Because this man possessed what is called wisdom. I did not say he's intelligent. I did not say he's intelligent, did I? I did not say he's articulate, did I? I did not say he was smart, did I? I said he has wisdom. Wisdom trump being smart, wisdom trump being intelligent, wisdom trump being articulate. Wisdom is the ability to see things from God's point of view. And God is decisive in his decision. So a man that is after God's own heart, God have imputed in that man his spirit. So that man is spirit driven. So that man is decisive in this man is very decisive. This man knows where he's going. He's not guessing where he's going. He knows where he's going. Sister Marie said, you're right. Worldly men are definitely emotionally unstable, mentally, physically, and they don't know where they're going in life. That's right. Thank you, Sister Marie. This man is decisive in his decision making. And sister, you will see this in the man that's supposed to be your husband. God placed you in a position so you could see your husband. You did not have to go looking for him. God set up the situation. Everything in your life, sister, even though you got off track, believe it or not, that man got off track in his life. So that man and you are on track together. It's just like this, sister and brother. It's just like you got a GPS system. You know how sometimes you can have a GPS system in your car and it telling you the direction where you're going, and sometimes you feel that you want to go another way. But what does the GPS do? The GPS reroute you and bring you back to where you're supposed to go. You see, the GPS have these sensors in them that it could see farther than what you could see. A GPS could tell you whether a police are up ahead. It could tell you where a hazard is up ahead. That's what a GPS system is. That's how God is. God, sister, is your GPS. He is the man GPS. So the man went off course somewhere in his life, but he's back on the right road. You went off course in your life, but you're on the right road. So God bring you together and you convene together. Sister, you see him and he sees you. And there's something in you about this man that say, he's my husband. This is the man that I'm supposed to be with. And one of the things that I'm telling you, he is decisive in his decision making. Number two, the man that you would see that is your husband. This man is a leader. He's not a follower. He is a leader. And he doesn't have to be the CEO of a company. He don't have to be no big head time coach. He doesn't have to be no president. He doesn't have to be no leader of the country. No, that's not no leader. A leader is a man that follows after God's son, Jesus Christ. And God, through his son, Jesus, impute leadership in this man. This man knows exactly he's walking in the step of Christ. He knows. And he wants you to follow him as he followed Christ. When I said follow, I ain't talking about you walking behind his back. He wants you to follow his example as he followed Christ because he cares about your soul. Number three, how you can know that this man is your husband. He expound, not explain. He expound to you his vision. And he expressed to you that he needs you to be a part of it. And he told you and he asked you to be his wife. I'm going to say that again. He expound, but not explain. Expound means he opened up the plan. He let you know where he's going. He opened up where he's going and he let you know his vision, what God placed in his heart, and he wants you to be a part of the vision. He wants you to build with him. He sees you as someone that he could build with. He see that you someone that will come in and you'll be all in. He see that in you. And when he see that in you, he expressed to you that he needs you. He don't say, I want you. He said, I need you. I need you to be my wife. And I want to dedicate my life to you. I want you to be a part of this plan. We got something good going on because God gave me a plan. So let's follow this lifetime map. And we're going to go on a journey that we have never been on before. I'm going to tell you, sister, when you see the man that is your husband, the man or man that you have, the men or men that you have been exposed to this point, you never met a man like this before. When God bring a godly man to you, this is a man that you decide to be his wife, not his girlfriend, not someone that he date beyond 1 year and still ain't going nowhere, or someone that just come through your house at night and hide you and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about that part, the hide part, shortly. And he don't want nothing to do with you. He's stringing you along. A man of God that expound to you his plan and share you his vision, and he let you know that he wants you to be his wife. This man is serious about you. He's not playing with your heart. He's not trying to mislead you. He's not trying to beguile you. He's not trying to hurt you. He's not trying to use you up and spit you out. No, this man, he really wants to walk this walk with you. This man is a narrow-minded man. He's not a broad-minded man. Because Jesus said, broad is the way that leads to destruction, but narrow is the way that leads to life. So he's not a man that's going to follow the crowd. He followed the Lord. He don't follow the world. The stuff of the world, it really doesn't fascinate him. It fascinates him because he's intrigued while the world is going all this way. Everybody said, "Why? Come follow us. Do what we do." He's not like that. You know why he's not like that? Because it goes back to number one. He's decisive and he has wisdom. He could see what potentially could happen down the road. He's not going to hurt his reputation. He's not going to hurt the Lord. He's not going to hurt you, and he definitely not going to hurt himself and the family. Number four, like I said something last night, the man that is your husband, this is the man that will not hide you. I had to go back to this. This man will never hide you. He's going to put you on public display. He's not going to have you hid with no one. Everyone going to know that you the one. It's not going to be no ifs and buts about it. I'm telling you, sister, when you are the one, when you are the queen, everybody knows the queen. They may know something about the concubines. A concubine is a side chick, but he will never hide you. Everyone gonna know you are the one. It's not gonna be no ifs and buts about it. Some of you sisters, have you ever noticed this? That he kind of funny and he say stuff like this. Let me tell you something. This is something very simple what I'm about to tell you. Very simple. And listen to this. Listen to this. This is very simple. Ask him to take a picture with you. Ask him, and then if he say something like this, I don't like taking pictures. This man is not the one for you. And this is a test. This is a simple test. Ask him, Can we take a picture together? This is a simple test. And if he does take a picture with you, this is another test. Tell him to hold you while you're taking a picture. And don't try to trick him. Just say this. And when you do this, you know that I like taking pictures. He probably said, yeah, I know you like taking pictures. Then say, okay, do you love me? Yes, I love you. Are you ashamed of me? No, I'm not ashamed of you. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let everyone know that you're the man that I love. So I'm going to post you on social media with me and see how he react then. See how he react. Because you see, if a man love you, sister, like he claimed, he's not ashamed to take a picture with you. He's not ashamed to be in public with you or none of that stuff. If he's not ashamed. Even Jesus said, and I said this last night, Jesus said, if you are ashamed of me before the world, and I'm paraphrasing it, Jesus said, if you're ashamed of me before the world, if you disown me before the world, I'm going to disown you before my Father and the angels. Jesus said, you take me or you don't take me. You see, Jesus do not allow you to play the middle with him. Jesus, in the book of Revelation, Jesus was talking to this one particular church that was following him. Jesus said, I got a problem with you. He told John to write to this. It was 7 churches, okay? Not different names, okay? It wasn't no denomination. They were believing the same thing, but some of them, they were doing some things the wrong way. This one particular church body of people, church is a group of called out people, not no building. Jesus said, I got a problem with you. You're neither hot or you're neither cold. You're lukewarm. Jesus said, I'd rather for you to be hot or cold. I will spit you out of my mouth. You see, Jesus himself wants you to choose a side. You can't play lukewarm with Jesus. People gonna either know that you got a relationship with Jesus or not. Playtime is over. So, sister, the same thing. You should have that Jesus mentality. And this is not no beat down on your brothers. No brothers. I know I'm not talking to my brothers. I'm talking about the worldly men. Worldly men will come up with all kinds of excuses. You know why a worldly man don't want to take no picture with you? Because they got some other honeys out there. They dealing with other women that they lying to like they lying to you. Worldly men, not godly men, worldly men. But they want to touch you when you turn the lights out, right? They'll touch you with the lights out, right? But why they don't want to touch you when the lights are on? Why they can't be with you in public? Why when you walk with this man, sister, and you try to reach for his hand because he's not reaching for your hand. And this is another test. Reach for his hand. Reach for his hand to see whether he pull his hand away or whether he go ahead and take your hand. If a man, I'm not saying that a man has to hold your hand. I said this is a test. If you try to hold a man's hand and he pull his hand away from you, whether it's fast or slow, if he pull his hand away from you, that's not your husband. That's not your husband. Simple stuff. That's not your husband. Number 5, he treats you with great respect and he will honor you. I did not say he will put you on a pedestal, but he will honor you with respect. A husband will respect his wife. A godly man will honor the woman that's in his life. What do I mean by honor? It's some simple thing what honor does. He does not put the woman on the pedestal, don't get me wrong, but he's not ashamed to tell people she's the one. When he talks about you, if people bring word back to you, people will say, that man love you. People will see that the man love you. Your family will see that he loves you. Your friends will see that he loves you. Your co-workers will see that he loves you. The public in general will see that he loves you. You know why they will see it? Because they would see it. And he really don't have to be hugged up to you, but based on how he talk to you, how he treats you around other people, people gonna say, that man love you. And you know what, some of you sisters, the man that's your husband, I hate to tell you this, but let's say you got 5 girlfriends, sister. All of them are not going to be in a relationship. If you have 5 women that hang around you, majority of them got problem with a man. But if you got a godly man, let me tell you about those 5 women that hang around you. And you're not doing it for them to be envious of you. I didn't say jealous, because jealous is getting the attention. You desire to get the attention that someone else have. That's jealousy. I'm saying envy. Some of your closest girlfriends, they will envy you when they witness how this man treats you. And while they looking at how that man treating them, they're gonna have your man on a scale mentally, and they're gonna have their own man on a scale. They're gonna see where your man, how he talks to you and how he treats you, how your man outweigh their man. And in their hearts, they're gonna be wishing, I wish my husband was like that. I wish he was like that. Will your husband talk to my man? They might even want their man around your husband so he could get some points by just watching your husband, how he talk to you, and watching your husband, how he treating you. You see, if your friends have a man that is so apart and they come around that man, they may not be able to be in that light, because your husband, he has light in him. Whereas some of your friends, they got darkness in them. And when your girlfriends, men come around your husband, based on how your husband talking, how he move, they going to feel uncomfortable because they got darkness in them. So all that cussing and stuff, what they husband like to do and get drunk and all that kind of stuff, when they meet your husband, they're gonna quickly know that they're gonna go through the motion because they don't know how to treat your husband. They might feel uncomfortable around your husband, even though he is a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's gonna make them feel at home. When he's not gonna act like he's over them or none of that. He's going to be friendly to them, but they're not gonna know how to take it because they in this boys club that's full of darkness. But they will admire your man. And one of them men out of your 5 girlfriends, they going to bond with that man. And you will notice a change because that man going to start talking to them. They're going to want to know, man, how your relationship work. What do you do with your wife, which is you? What do you do with your wife? Your wife, she seems like she's so happy and stuff. My wife, she nags all the time. What is it you do? And the only thing he could say, look, brother, The only thing that I do is I follow God, Son, Jesus. And God, Son, Jesus, he teach me, he guides me, and he show me how to treat my wife. Brother, all you have to do is get a relationship with God through his son Jesus. And the same, I'm not no better than you. That's what your husband would tell this your friend man. I'm not better than you, brother. I was like you, brother. I was out there in the street. I was running women. I was doing that. But when the Lord came into my life, he changed everything. He changed my thought on how I should talk and how I should treat a woman. So it was all the Lord. Whenever you listen to me talk to my wife, whenever you see how I treat my wife, that's not me. That's the Lord in me that's guiding, teaching, and showing me how to treat my wife. That's what you see, brother. And then that man, he's going to say, wow, is that real? And then lo and behold, your husband can have an effect on your friend's husband, and your friend's husband, he could end up being saved, and so can your girlfriend if she's not. You see, it's big. It's big. And when I say honor you, this man, he's gonna honor you privately and he's gonna honor you publicly. Let me give you an example of public. This man, he has no qualms of getting out the car and walk around the car and open up the door for you. Sister Marie said, yeah, that's why I have no friend now. I learned to keep my bin to myself, especially if it means something to me, because it's always naysayer. Amen. Amen, Sister Teresa, too. I'm telling you. Let me tell you all something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Like that young lady up there on the picture with me. When I opened the door for her, a car door, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. And we're not trying to show out in front of nobody. It could be like on Sunday mornings, we'll go out and eat breakfast, right? We'll go to this little place and we'll eat breakfast. When I open the door for my wife, let me tell you what happened. If it's a group of ladies that walking by, if they see me, they be watching, they'll see me get out the car, and I go to my wife's side and I open up the door for her. And they like, that's strange. That's strange. When they look like that with that strange look, that means that they're not accustomed to a man respecting and honoring them that way. And that's just simple. Let me tell you another thing what a lot of them not used to. When they see, if they see me or another man opening a door for the wife and she walk in before you, a lot of women ain't accustomed to that. A lot of women, they're accustomed to them opening the door and holding the man and holding the door open for their man. They're not, and then let me tell you another thing they're not accustomed to, and some men not accustomed to. You are sitting down. And this what happens sometimes. That's right, Sister Teresa Shiver. This right sometimes. Sister, let me tell you this. You sit down to eat. And before you eat, this is what you call honor and respect. Let's say a waiter or a waitress come to your table. The woman's supposed to always order first, and the man's supposed to wait. When a man and a woman go into a restaurant, the man's supposed to be where he could see the door. This is some free stuff tonight. The reason why the man's supposed to be positioned to see the door because it's called protection. He's supposed to put himself in a position where he can monitor what's going on because there's a whole bunch of crazy people out there. And he wants his wife to be able to eat comfortably while he's watching everything. He talked to her and he's watching. It ain't like he doing this all the time, but he's scanning the room. So if something go down, he could calmly tell his woman, he could say something like, look, listen to me. There is someone that's in here that appear to be about to act foolish. This is what I want you to do. I don't want you to look right now. Don't look. Just do what I asked you to do, because it's appear like somebody to go down, and he's talking to a calm because he's thinking about going into protection mode. If you go into a restaurant, sister, let me tell you this, and some of these brothers, let me tell you this. If you ever go into a restaurant and you see a man sitting with a woman and his back is to the flow of traffic, that man doesn't love his woman. He say that he loves her, but he doesn't. These are some small things. If he loved his woman, he wouldn't have his back to the flow. He would have his face to the flow so he could see something. Her back should be to the flow because she the one that he's supposed to be thinking about protecting. It's a small little bit thing that only men of God know about. Because these men, they respect and honor their women. They care for how they talk to their woman. Because they know that their words can lift up or bring down the woman. They know that their words have power because they made in the image of God. So they know that if they say something to the woman, it could lift her up. Or they could say something to her and it could bring her down. And a lot of you brothers that listen to me right now, not these worldly men, that's standing around the dinner table saying he talking crazy. I ain't talking to no worldly men. I talk to you, brother. When you talk to your woman, talk to her always to lift her up. Do not talk to her to criticize her. When I say criticize, break her down. If you talk to her and she needs to do something in a better way, you need to find better words instead of criticizing. For case in point, you love collard greens and your wife cannot cook collard greens like your mama. Do not ever tell her, you need to cook those greens like my mama. My mama cooked the best collard green. No, what you should do is this. If you want her to cook collard green like your mama, and your mama and her have a good relationship, why don't you talk to your mama and say, Mama, why don't you, when you fix Sunday dinner or something like that, why don't you invite my wife over and you and her do it together? It's a mother-in-law and daughter thing. And why you tell her come over and help, make the meal this Sunday or something like that, and say, then why she come over there, because more than likely she'll come because she like being with you, Mom. And then she come, and then while she there, then that's when you show her how to make those collard greens, how I like it. And more than likely, your mama cook those collard greens like you like it, and she invite your wife over there. It's not like you're being deceitful. You're not being deceitful. What you're doing, you are helping your wife to do something, and she need help in that way. But you're not saying you don't cook collard green like my mama. Instead of doing something where it could be a positive experience, and not only that, your mother-in-law and your wife will grow closer. It's big when it comes to a relationship. Number 6, the man is already complete. He's already complete, and he isn't looking for you to take care of him. Just like Adam. When God brought Eve to Adam, Adam was already complete. He was complete. Sister, when God calls a man to find you, he's already complete. He's not looking for you to make him complete. He's already complete. So when he sees you, you're going to say, this man is complete. This man got it going on. Example. When this queen came to visit King Solomon, it did not have her name in the Bible. It was this lady. She was a queen. She heard about Solomon. So she went to visit Solomon. And when she seen how Solomon was running things, every question that she wanted to know from Solomon, Solomon answered no question. Every question she asked him, he answered it. When she seen how Solomon's setup was, how his servant was dressed, and everything, it blew that woman away. And that woman said, what she heard about Solomon is nothing near what she experienced with Solomon. So, sister, when God brings the right man to you, he is going to blow you away. He doesn't have to be rich. He doesn't have to look like Billy D. Williams or Denzel Washington. He doesn't have to have a six-pack. He doesn't have to have a mansion and all that kind of stuff. That right, Sister Teresa. She brought the lady out, Queen Sheba, the Queen of Sheba. That's right. She came to visit King Solomon. When the man is your husband, something that man say and something that man does, it's going to blow you away even before you get married, because that man is something about that man that you never experienced with a worldly man before. Every man that preceded that man, they were not for you. Those men were not your ram in the bush. Even though you had some failed relationships in the past, sister, that doesn't mean that you are a failure. You just had some failed relationship, and that go for you brothers too. Just because you had some failed relationship with women, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. You all got to understand what a failure is and what failing is. Don't you know a lot of men that are successful, and women, but we'll talk about men. A lot of men that are successful, they have failed in some way or some form. They did not let failure stop them. They learned from their failure, even if it could have been more than one time. They got up, they learned from their failure, and they went on. A man could bankrupt several times. Does that mean he's a failure? No, he failed what caused him to go into bankruptcy, but a light gonna go on, and then he could become a success. Do you follow what I'm saying? Are you grasping what I'm saying? He's not looking for you to take care of him. He's looking for you to be in partnership with him, and your heart gonna say, I want to partner with that man. That man already got himself together. I don't have to tell him what he needs to do. He's not no do boy. He's not no man that when I say how to drunk. No. He's going to allow me to be a woman. If I'm a boss woman, I'm a boss woman out there at my job. But when I come home, I'm a very feminine woman. I'm feminine out there at my job. I may be a boss over some people. As a matter of fact, when you read the book of Proverbs, that woman in Proverbs, she was a businesswoman. She took care of business. Read the Proverbs 31. You're going to see that this lady, she knew how to take care of business, not only in her home, but she knew how to take care of business outside of her home. And that's what you want to be, sister. You want to be able to take care of business, and you want, when that man tell you, I got it. Don't you, sister, want a man to say, I got it? Don't you, sister, want to go to bed and you ain't got to worry about the lights going off at night? Don't you want to be comfortable even if he can't get all your wants? He able to meet your needs. You see, sister, it's more important that that man meet your needs than your wants. Even God wants us to concentrate on our needs before our wants. And then God will give us some want, just like he did with King Solomon. When he came to King Solomon, he asked King Solomon in a dream, what do you want? And King Solomon, he asked God for wisdom. Most men will say, I want a lot of money. Most men will want to say, I want a big house. I want to be a high value man. That's what, if God appeared to a lot of men, it got Facebook user. That you, Angela. A lot of men, if God came to you in a dream and your name ain't Martin Luther King, but he comes to you in a dream, most men, worldly men will say, the first thing most worldly men will say, I want money. Most worldly men will say, I want power. Most worldly men will say, I want position. Most worldly men will say, I want women. Money, power, position, and women. That's what most worldly men would tell God. Solomon did not do it. Solomon said, I want wisdom. And when Solomon said, I want wisdom, what did the Bible say? It said that it pleased God. Don't you want to please God, brother? If God came to your dream and said, I want wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to see things from God's point of view. That means that you're seeking to do God's will first before your will. And what else did the Bible say? It said that God told Solomon, and I'm paraphrasing it, because you did not ask for riches, because you did not ask for the life, because you did not want me to do nothing to your enemies, you did not ask me for long life. Guess what? I'm going to give that to you. You see what God did? God gave Solomon something he didn't even ask for. You know why? Because Solomon asked God. Solomon was looking for God, what God wanted before him. You see, Solomon had in his mind to delight in the Lord. And when a man delight in the Lord will give the man the desires of his heart, whether he know it or not. So a man, he's not looking for you to take care of him. He's looking for you to be in a partnership. And the final thing, 7 ways to know if a man is your husband. This is what you'll see. This man, he will invest 100% into your life because he decided to love you. You understand? He will, but after God, it's you. You got to understand it, sister. Anybody or anything other than God, and you supposed to be selfish. That's just all to it, sister. You cannot accept being number 3 and 4 and 5 in a man's life. The only person or thing that come before you is only God. You, sister, do you understand this? Do you understand this? Tonight, do you understand this? Nothing come before you but God. Nothing, nobody, none come before you but God. You sister, you let some of these worldly men, you let these worldly men put you in all these different places. You're not top on the man list. Now, you can be top on the man list, but you top after the Lord. That's how it's supposed to be. It's God, Jesus, the man, love for you. That man got the love of God through Jesus, then he loves you. He loves you right after God. You understand? If he doesn't love you right after God, that's not your husband. That's the bottom line. If you really want to know whether a man is your husband, ask this man tonight. Ask him tonight, the man that you're dating, where am I at in your life? If he say you first in his life, and he flunked the test. If he put you number one in his life, and he flunked. That man's supposed to tell you, the Lord is number one in my life and you number two. Especially if you engage to him. If he doesn't say God is number one in his life and he put you in number one, you need to straighten him up. You need to say, nope, I don't want to be number one. And then he's going to look at you like you crazy. I don't want to be number one. I want to be number two. And you need to have God number one. You understand? You may have to straighten him out because you may have more a relationship with God than this man. And I'm not telling you to lead this man. How you doing, Sister Tamara? I'm not telling you to lead, work to the dinner table. I'm not telling you to lead the man. I'm telling you may have to tell him. Bring it to his attention. Sister, never be number one in your man's life. Be number two. Don't settle for three. Be number two. And with that said, I hope this got to some of you sisters. 7 ways to know if a man is your husband. You will know it. You don't have to run after no man. And no man have to run after you. You see, several people say a man's supposed to pursue a woman or run after a woman. And no man don't run, no man of God don't run after no woman. There are nowhere in the Bible where a man of God ran after a woman, unless he was Solomon and he was Samson. And what happened when they ran after women? They failed. God always bring a woman in the view of a man. God never have a man to run after a woman. The man always is following God. Then the woman show up. Sister Tamara said to hunt and to kill them. Yeah, that's right, sister. That's how worldly men want to do it. They want to hunt and kill you. And you know what I'm talking about. After they do all that stuff, they going to dump you. So, sisters, the men that I was talking about are worldly men. You don't supposed to be with them anyway. The relationship that you need to be in is with a godly man. You supposed to be, you got to, sister, some of you got to get tired of being a girlfriend. It's time out for that. You got to stop that girlfriend stuff. It's time out for being a side chick. There are so many women out there that are side chicks. I hope that my ear is irritated. That's why y'all keep seeing me do like this. But anyway, sister, you are not a side chick. Stop turning your side chick card. You're better than a side chick. If you're a side chick and you know you're a side chick, you're better than a side chick. You are a daughter of God. You do not have to settle for anything. The only thing you settle for is an imperfect man that happens to be the right man that is a son of God. You understand that? The only thing you settle for is an imperfect man that happens to be the right man that is a son of God. That's it. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for coming to the dinner table. I would like for you to get some of this good soul food, pile your plate up, and take it and share with some other family member and friends that were not here. Go ahead and share it with them. And I'm going to have some more tomorrow, God, Lord willing. So for those of you that are on the book, like, share, and make comments about this dinner table, okay? It's not costing you anything. Those of you that are on the tube, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Then hit that notification button. It will let you know that I'm here. And then like, share, and subscribe. It's not costing you nothing, but click, 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 click. That's all it costs. It ain't costing you no money. I didn't ask you for no money. Just share some of this good soul food. Sister, let me tell you something. When you share this soul food with some other women, it can help them. Some of you brothers, you can share it with some of these worldly men or other brother, and it can help them. We family here. Family is supposed to care about family. You understand? Family is supposed to care about family and have one another back. This is what we do at the dinner table. We're here together. I'm not no better than none of you brothers and sisters. I'm not better than neither one of you. I had a sinful past. I had a very sinful past. But God, through his son Jesus, washed me in the blood of his son Jesus. And whatever I did in the past, it's like I didn't do it, because God's son blood, it cleansed me. It took care of my past sins. It take care of my present sin, and it also taking care of my future sin if I fall, which I'm gonna fall. I don't know when, I don't know what day I'm gonna fall, but I'm sure I'm gonna mess up somewhere down the road. But the Lord blood, it washed me like it washed you, brother and sister. I'm not no better than neither one of you, okay? But I'm here with this soul food. Share it with someone. Someone needs to know about this. All hope is not lost. Brother and sister, if you desire to be in a relationship and your first priority is God, God going to give you desires of your heart in his time, not your time. Stop being impatient. I know about being impatient. I have had some failed relationship. When I prayed for that young lady right there, let me get my finger right. When I prayed for that young lady right there, I didn't know who she, let me see. I don't know who she was. I didn't know her. I never met her. When I prayed to God for a wife to do it God's way, I wanted God to answer my prayer just like that. He didn't. It was some stuff he still had to work out in me. But I prayed to God for a wife. Other than that, I have failed in relationships. Okay? I failed because I was doing it Tony's way. That's why I kept failing. You know, when you keep failing, you got to come to the point, I need to stop doing what I was doing. I got to, because you're doing the same thing and you coming up with the same result. And that's what I was doing. So Teresa, quit talking about me. I was doing it. Yes, so Teresa, I was doing that stuff. I thought I could do better, but I was doing the same stuff, ending up in the same position until I did it God's way. And when I did it God's way, it took 5 years. That's right, Sister Tamara. You're redeemed. It took 5 years. I didn't know it was going to take no 5 years. But it took 5 years before the Lord called me to find her. 5 years. That was long to me, but when I look back, it was not that long. So don't get impatient, brother and sister, when you desire to be in a relationship, a godly relationship. And God gonna cause it to happen. Let me tell you how God does it. The day God calls it to happen, you, brother, are not gonna be looking for no woman. Sister, you're not gonna be looking for no man. You're just gonna be living your everyday life. Lolly-dolly, lolly-dolly. You may be going to the filling station to put gas in your car. You just think about your car about to run over, and you don't want to get caught on the side of the road. So what you do, you at the gas station, bam, you meet. You at the grocery store, bam, you meet. You in the church building, bam, you meet. You on a track field, bam, you meet. Wherever you at, God, he orchestrated for you to meet at that particular time. So don't get impatient. Don't be saying, I'm getting old and all that. Hey, that's when in God's time. When I met her, all my children were grown. All her children were grown. Don't be patient. Whatever happened in the past is the past. Is dead, brothers and sisters. It's dead. When God called you to meet that right person, brother and sister, it's preordained. You were supposed to meet. You were supposed to meet. You could have met earlier, but you were just like the children, and I was like the children of Israel, going in the wilderness for 40 years, going in a circle. And that's how some of you brothers and sisters doing right now. You're going in a circle. Just like your brother Tony. I was just like the children of Israel. I was going in a circle. And I could have been in the promised land. You see, the promised land, like I have told you, and it's in the Bible, the children of Israel, they was in the wilderness for 40 years. They could have been in the promised land in 11 days. Just think about it. They could have been in the promised land in 11 days after they crossed the Red Sea. 11 days. But they end up in the wilderness for 40 years going in a circle. That's how you brothers and sisters, some of you going in a circle. You in your own wilderness. You going through different men, different women. You're not doing it God's way. When you start doing it God's way, guess what? You're going to stop going in that circle and you're going to cross into your promised land with that right man and that right woman. Sister Tamara said, I'm so dizzy. Chasing your tail. That's right. Chasing your tail. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. Thank you for coming to the dinner table. And I hope that you be prepared for tomorrow, Lord willing, because I'm going to serve you up some more good soul food. If we meet again, you all have a good night. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Peace out.